What's up, YouTubers? My car, Ranger 92308. Driving person. Hi, welcome to the stream. Doing a special one just today because I had something happen to a friend of mine. And so, with that in mind, I'm doing a special uh, series today on Friday Fry because a friend of mine was hurt badly in road rage. He was, something happened and he tried to avoid it by when they kept following him. He got out of his car and he left the vehicle. They confronted him. He said, "Look, I don't even want to fight you guys." And they pummeled him from behind and crushed his skull, left him in a coma. And he was in roller coaster enthusiast. He's now to the point where he can't even ride any roller coasters anymore. Oh, okay, Layla. Yeah, sorry about that. But so the point of this video today is for about road rage and how to try and be safe with others out there because it is a real serious problem. And I'm just going to give a few ideas of what to be careful of. You know, another one today, 2 hours ago, in a man shot in possible road rage attack in Humboldt Park. You know, road rage is aggressively or angry behavior exhibited by a driver of a road by a driver of a road vehicle. These behaviors include rude and offensive gestures, verbal insults, physical threats, or dangerous driving methods targeted towards another driver or pedestrian in an effort to intimidate or release frustration. Well, my friend and who is a roller coaster enthusiast was ended up in a coma over it because someone got mad at him because he had in fact did something and he was like, "Look, I don't even want to fight you guys." He was trying to walk away when three people pummeled him to the ground and beat him unconscious, crushing his skull. He had permanent brain problems, and anything like a sudden jolt or sudden hit on the head will kill him because of it now. All because people were upset, and so they decided to take their anger out on him. So today I am doing a special. Yeah, I agree. It is so awful. So today I am doing a special Friday Fry, and I'm going to give some hints as to how to avoid road rage. Of course, the best hint is safe driving, but even safe drivers sometimes slip up and, you know, people can get road rage just because you're in a turning lane, but you don't have a turn signal on. Or, you know, another example is, yeah, I agree. What is wrong with these people today? Another example is, you pull up to the stop sign, you start to go, and someone flies by you and flips you off because they're in a hurry and they don't even stop for the stop sign at a four-way stop sign. Four-way stop. These are signs of road rage. Even pedestrians and bicyclists like myself have gone through this where in the state of Oregon you can use the crosswalk on your bike to cross the road. I've actually had people, I'm halfway through the intersection, and they're coming from the different lane, and they're going right through, and I have to stop halfway through the pedestrian lane because they don't want to stop. You know, they're in such a hurry or impatient that they won't even stop for someone in the pedestrian crosswalk. So today, I'm putting this video out live because I want people to realize that there is a very serious problem with driving today, and that we have got to take a stand. Hi, Kings Art. Thank you for coming in. You know, and it's not just being safe driver. You know, another example is if you're at a stop sign. Yeah, the other day turning the corner, and during the meantime, a squirrel was in the road, waiting for the squirrel to cross, and the guy behind me beeps like mad. Exactly, road rage. You know, another example being a safe driver is, you know, if you're stopped at a crosswalk and you see someone going through, and you see a car in the opposite lane fly through, get the license plate, notify the authority, because I guarantee you if especially in the big cities, they say they don't use the big they call them the red light cameras. They say they don't use them anymore, but they do. You know, and if a lot of people call at the same time and say, "Hey, I just saw this red." I'm just going to give you an example. Red Corvette with license plate 356, state of California. If enough people call in, they're going to investigate it. You know, if you call and say, I just saw them try to, I saw someone in a pedestrian walkway and they just flew through it like they were no tomorrow, almost hitting the pedestrian. Enough people call, the authorities will look into it. And now more than ever, it is time we take a stand against these type of heinous acts, because sooner or later, it's going to be your loved one that's going to be in the predicament. You know, it's going to be your loved one, and you would want the same thing to happen if it was your loved one in that predicament. You would want someone to call and say, hey, I didn't watch Joe Doakes, fly through and try running over this person that was in the crosswalks. I mean, I know I would want someone to call if it was my relative. Now, because it is a very serious problem, and more than ever, we need to take a stand against, these people. Because, like I said, this happened to a friend, and he was trying to walk away. He was trying to walk away when these people decided that they weren't going to let him walk away and beat him unconscious and then crushing his skull. They are under arrest for aggravated assault and battery, along with great bodily harm with intent to kill. And thankfully, after a month, my friend had woke up from a coma. But the point is we need to be more assertive towards these reckless drivers. Defensive driver is not enough anymore. I know that because I see it all the time. You know, sometimes people need to step up and report these people to put it in to these people that think they own the road. Or another one is they have out there, and I'm sure you people have seen them. I'm bigger than you. Get out of my way. You know, I've seen it with big, huge pickup trucks. You know, they're 4 feet in the air. Hey, Lord forbid, I've had my sister had it happen to her. If they decide just to back up out of no reason, they can run over the top of your car. So they have the mentality, I'm bigger than you, get out of my way. You know, it is time that people take a stand and say enough is enough. Hey John, how's it going? Thank you, King. But yeah, it is time that we take a stand and say enough is enough. You know, my sister is another example of that, where she was stopped at a stoplight with someone else in front of her, and it was a big pickup. Well, she did backed up over top of my sister's little Mazda protege and started to leave the scene. And the lady's response was, well, you saw me going in reverse. You should have got out of my way. Really? My sister said, I pulled up to you. And the lady said, I never saw you. You should have got out of my way. My sister looked at her and said, lady, I've been following you for 10 miles. But the lady backed up over top of her car and then tried to drive away. You know, but thankfully, there are people that would willing to say, we seen you back up. Excuse you.
Sorry.
Oh. Sorry about that, guys. But, you know, it is time that we start reporting these offensive drivers, because obviously defensive driving is not enough anymore. When people are willing to run over pedestrians and keep going, within the last month they have had 4 pedestrians hit and killed in Portland, Oregon. And the shocking sad part is, supposedly no eyewitnesses. 4 pedestrians killed in hit and run. And nobody's seen who did it. You know, that's a form of road rage. And until people start taking a stand against these people, they're not going to stop. And today's Friday Fry is safe driving, driver awareness versus road rage. Usually I stay on longer, but this is a video for the Friday Fry because I come on live because of the fact that I felt this was important enough and needed to be heard by many people. So, please, share this out. Let people know that it's time to take a stand against the offensive drivers. That being a defensive driver is not enough anymore. And that's part of the problem is that, well, it didn't happen to me. I didn't see, it's not my problem. Maybe that same person might do it to one of your relatives. And what if the same people, what if one of those witnesses said, it wasn't me, not my relative, not my problem? It's time we take a stand against these offensive drivers. Defensive driving is not enough anymore. You know, defensive driving is not enough anymore. It's time that the defensive drivers start reporting these people. You know, not be, oh, I'm not going to be a snitch. It's time we do take a stand against them. Hi, Batman. Exactly. You try to cross the street, and state law requires that all cars must stop to allow pedestrians to cross the street. Safety, but cars keep on going. That's exactly what's happened to me. That's exactly what's happened to me, Layla and Mia. Is I'll be traveling along, and you know, a while back, I was playing basketball, and the speed limit out here is 30 miles an hour in the town, in the city. Well, I was playing basketball, and someone stepped on my foot as I went to turn, and it hurt my foot enough because my leg turned, but the foot didn't, so it tore muscles in the foot itself. I was on a cane trying to cross through a crosswalk. Thankfully, a friend was with me because I was halfway through that crosswalk when this motorhome comes flying through, out of state, of course, just comes flying through. My friend had to reach out and pull me back by the waist to get me out of the way of that RV that would came flying through. Didn't even bother stopping. If my friend didn't pull me back, he would have hit me. So, you know, just being a defensive driver is not enough anymore. So that's my Friday Fry. It's we need to start being aware drivers, aware pedestrians, and even aware bicyclists. And if we see it, report it, no matter how little it is. Because if they get enough information and enough people, they're going to start looking for this person. They're going to start watching this person. They may not be able to do something for the incident that occurred there if nobody was hurt, but I guarantee you, enough reports come in for the same person from different people, they're going to put someone on that person and undercover, and they will catch them. And that's why I think it's very important that Friday Fry, we fry road rage. And we promote safe driving, pedestrian awareness, bicycle awareness, or cyclist awareness, and driver awareness. And that is today's Friday Fry. Thank you all for participating. That is my short live stream, but it was to the point. I appreciate y'all being here, and I really do appreciate it. When I'm usually outside, I'm riding a mobility scooter. I have fixed a selfie stick on my scooter and place my phone there, and I have my phone there and have my phone record everything as I'm going along. That is very smart. I think that's what I'm going to have to do too, is put a selfie stick on my bicycle. Because I know a lot of cyclists now are using GoPros. You know, as a matter of fact, there was a YouTube video that was out about a month ago, a couple months ago now, where a cyclist had pulled up to the four-way stop, and he's sitting there, and this cop pulled right into his lane and hit the bicyclist head on. And the cyclist screaming, hey, hey, hey. And when he hit him, He goes, "You idiot, what is wrong with you?" He goes, "Sorry, I was on my phone texting." The police officer was on his phone texting. And thankfully, he got that on camera. "Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in." Thankfully, he got that on his phone. And the officer actually hitting him head on in his lane and saying, "I'm sorry, I was on my phone texting." Can you imagine trying to prove that in court? That you weren't in the officer's lane and the officer didn't have his lights and sirens on in an emergency? This officer could have used a whole bunch of excuses, but because the guy was smart enough to have a GoPro, the officer couldn't dispute he was at fault. So yeah, you're right. A selfie stick would be perfect. I've been thinking about that myself. Ways that I can do it. Because they are getting crazy out here. Well, I appreciate you being here, Phyllis Brown. I really do. Thank you so much. Make sure I'm reading that right. Yep. Have another phone so I don't have to hold the phone right up to me. Oh, there you go. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea, actually. Find a way to zip tie, my camera to the bike or whatever. Because, like I said, now it's to the point where you have to be assertive, no longer just defensive. I'm learning that today. Well, not just today. I've been learning that the last few weeks, and that's why I've contemplated on doing this Friday Fry for a couple weeks. I found out about maybe a week, 2 weeks ago, my friend was in that incident. And I mean, this guy was a roller coaster enthusiast to where now he can't even get on a roller coaster because just the shaking back and forth, the whiplash can kill him. So that's why I decided to do a live Friday Fry and do an awareness video about what would need to be done. Thanks, King Art. Exactly. So that's why I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do a video on this and get people's input on it. Because, like I said, I've given the inputs I've heard of so far, about road rage and how it can cause problems, you know. But now it's beyond just that to where it's a matter of you may not even be in the road rage. It may be like my friend Rex. I'm not going to say his full name, but it was Rex. He was he he was walking away when these people came up behind and pummeled him to the ground and beat him unconscious. I mean, how much anger and frustration do you have to have built up in you to do something like that? You know? It's crazy. So, yeah, I thought this would be a perfect Friday Fry. You know, I've been studying up on it, and I'm gonna put some more facts in places where you guys can read up on it and what to be aware of and what to, you know, keep an eye out for and how to be safe out there. You know, and I'll give one last hint that I've learned recently. If you do have a person road raging with you know, speeding up and behind you or honking the horn and stuff, keep going with the flow of traffic, keep doing the speed limit, but stop it, you know, don't go home. That's the first hint. Do not go home. Either stop at you know, a gas station, a public place where there's more than one person there, or if you're for sure that these are road rage people and they're not going to stop, go to the sheriff department. Drive right up in front of the sheriff department. Better to have a sheriff deputy or a police officer or, you know, come out and try killing this person out than have someone, you know, angrily beat on your vehicle or you. And that's why you don't want to go home because, yeah, maybe they'll leave that night. When you wake up the next morning, your vehicle can be damaged, your property can be damaged, or even worse, they wait for you to get up the next morning and come out, start your car, and they jump you. Or wait a week and jump you. So if you're ever in an incident like that, don't go home. That is the biggest hint right there. You know, stop in a public place, or if it's that serious, stop at a police department. You'd be amazed how many people will honk and all that. But as soon as you pull up next to the police department, they usually drive off. I know, I've seen that happen a couple of times. If anyone knows of any incident similar, feel free to type it in. But I haven't seen that happen where people are like, you know, honking and cursing out the window, blah, 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 blah. And as soon as you stop in a public place, they keep going. You know, on the other hand, let's say you do stop at a gas station or somewhere and they get out and start coming up to the vehicle. Leave. Go to a police department. Go to, you know, somewhere where they're either going to have to chill out and talk like a human being, not some raving mad lunatic, or they'll leave. But either way, it's a lot safer to stop in a public place, preferably where it's lit up, or at a sheriff department or a police department. You know, so definitely, guys, you know, if you have any other suggestions, feel free to put them out there. You know, but I felt this was important and it needed to be said. Okay, well, you have a good night, King's Art. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate that. Thank you for the thumbs up. Well, guys, that is my Friday Fry for today. Thank you all for coming in. Yeah, you see that happening every day, Layla and Mia? Cool. Thank you. I didn't know if anyone was talking. Yeah, I see that too. But thank you guys all for coming in. Thank you for your support. As always, if you enjoyed the video, if you're watching this afterward stream, give a thumbs up. If you're new here, subscribe, hit that bell. As always, don't be a stranger to the Ranger, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm going to go hang out with my nephew because he's going to be going to bed shortly. Have a good night, everybody, and thank